Social media is changing, and if you're a creator, this presents a huge opportunity. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 4 biggest things that are changing and how you can use them to your advantage. If you're new here, I'm Jacob. I've gained over 200,000 followers, made over $30,000, and I've also helped others generate more than 6 figures in revenue as well. All right, the first change is the rapid improvement of AI-generated content. With the release of tools like Sora, Nano Banana, and Veo, creating content has never been easier, and the technology will only get better. The Sora release alone generated billions of views on AI-generated content and caused widespread panic among creators, with everyone from Casey Neistat to Mr. Beast chiming in. But even though people are concerned, I believe that creators who act quickly can take advantage of the uncertainty. Before AI, the barrier to entry for content creation was a lot higher because you had to create the content manually. But when anyone can generate high quality content with the press of a few buttons, the barrier to entry drops basically to zero. I see it kind of like the Industrial Revolution, where you had machines that were invented that sped up the production process of goods. Today, anything that can be mass produced has been commoditized and it costs a lot less. But that doesn't mean that handmade goods don't exist. In fact, many people are willing to pay a premium for them. So here's where the opportunity comes in. I believe AI will create 2 distinct paths for creators. On the one hand, you'll have creators that embrace AI and use it to create memes and entertainment, faceless content, and other generic formats that are easily repeatable with AI. These are the factory-produced goods. Then, on the other hand, you'll have creators that do the exact opposite and focus on making content that highlights authentic human experience. So this is stuff like relating firsthand experiences, sharing opinions and analysis on current events, personality-based content like vlogs and challenges, and other IRL content. These are the premium handmade goods. So the opportunity comes from recognizing that this is going to happen and then choosing a path early. And I don't think any one path is necessarily better than the other, but you don't want to get caught in the middle. Otherwise, that's like trying to mass produce goods that are made by hand. You'll just get drowned out by the people with factories. All right, change number 2 is a shift that's been happening on social media for the last few years. And both Alex Hormozi and Gary Vee have described it as a shift from social media to interest media. In other words, people are not going on social media to see what their friends are doing anymore. They're going on there to consume content about their interests. And there's many reasons why this has happened, but one of the main reasons is because of algorithms. Thanks to algorithms, platforms know exactly what kind of content we want to consume, so they use that to show us that content in hopes that it will keep us on their platform longer. This means that niching down is more important than ever because that helps the algorithm know who to show your content. It's also important because your content determines your audience, which matters a lot if you're trying to make money. The example that Alex Hormozi loves to share is that he knows he could get millions of views if he paid a grandma to run up and smack him across the face in public. But the problem is that would attract a super broad audience who is just interested in humor. And that's not really helpful to him because he's trying to attract business owners. So the way to take advantage of the shift to interest media is to know what type of audience you want to attract and then only make content that attracts them. All right, change number 3 is related to the first 2. As social media becomes increasingly more saturated and algorithms become even more addicting, there's going to be demand for niche communities outside of these platforms. Because even though social media is becoming interest media, people still have a desire to connect with others who share their interests. This is one of the main reasons why I created a community myself. I get to bring creators together, share feedback and experiences, and talk about the creator landscape without having to worry about algorithms. And I think this is a major reason why communities are going to become more popular over the next few years. Algorithms are great for finding content that we're interested in, but they can be manipulated by people sharing over-sensationalized content, and they often amplify the most polarizing views, which distorts the truth. For example, I love watching sports, and it's fun for me to see what other people are saying in real time on platforms like X. But there are certain platforms that prey on people's emotions by sharing rage bait to try and get people to react. For the people who just want to have a serious conversation about sports, these accounts are super annoying because they exist only to seek engagement, which adds unnecessary noise to the conversation. In a community, these people will not get rewarded for this behavior because people will either ignore them or the community admins can just remove them from the community. The other benefit to not having an algorithm is that you're guaranteed everyone will see what you post in there. Whereas on social media, only a small fraction of your audience is actually going to see what you post. So the opportunity here is for creators to consider starting their own community. It could be on a platform like Skool, which I use, or it could just be a simple group chat, Discord, or Slack channel. But these are a great way to build a deeper connection with your audience, and they present additional monetization opportunities as well, especially as people look to escape social media and find real human interaction. All right, the last change is something that is not necessarily new, but it does present an interesting opportunity for creators. We've all seen how LLMs are replacing search engines, but another interesting trend is that more and more people are using social media to conduct searches. For example, on my X account, I made a number of posts about shadow bans, and even though these were made over a year ago, I still have people reaching out to me because they found those posts in search. Another example is recipes. In the past, you would search up on Google to find a recipe, and then you'd go through step by step by following the article. But now you can find recipes on social media and watch a video of someone showing you how to make it. In fact, this is literally how my wife and I plan out our meals. So this creates a huge opportunity for creators that can target search effectively with evergreen content. For most of social media's existence, content has lived a really short life, really only gaining traction for a few days unless it went mega viral. But with the power of search, your content could potentially keep getting traction for years. So don't underestimate the power of search. All right, you're now prepared for the changes. So the next thing you can do is watch this video, which will show you how to go from complete beginner to starting to make money on social media.